All right, guys, ready?
Yes.
All right. I might get a little bit intense here, but that's because my goals are pretty big too. So if your goals are bigger, you got to do bigger, right? So let me just start off by saying, what hierarchy are we in? We're in the standard hierarchy, right? So when we go to this school, our goal is to take over every single title, every single recognition. Top recruiters, top premium, personal premium, base shop premium, top personal recruiting, top base shop recruiting. Every single recognition should be our hierarchy recognition. You guys in it?
Yeah.
You know, so all the numbers are already calculated and everything. So we're gonna go there. We're gonna have a huge event. So we're gonna go there with a great attitude. But for those of you guys who are definitely new, so let me talk to you guys because you don't even know what you're gonna step into. Your head's gonna freaking explode because the guests that we have coming, we were going to be at the venue we used to be at. We had to change the address, okay, to a new venue because instead of 500 people we're expecting 800 people. And they're not all Primerica people, by the way. They're all guests. Some of my friends are coming. They're coming just because for themselves, because they have their own businesses. They want to learn and network with other people. So the way that you sell the event is the way they're going to take it, by the way. You know, so if you sell it as a boring meeting, they're not coming. I don't want to do that on a Saturday morning. I like to party and have a great time. So guess what? My friends think they're coming to a party. And when they get there, it's a party, right? In my mind, but we're competing. So before my first event, which was in New Jersey, by the way, and I was in Pennsylvania, I didn't drive. For those of you guys who think I drove all my career here, I didn't. And I purposely didn't drive for 7 years. Shaq had to convince me to get a car. I didn't even want to get a car because I got so used to knowing every single bus route in DC, Metro, Maryland, Virginia. I took a bus all the way from DC to Manassas to go to an appointment and I closed, right? And somebody, he's like, what the heck? Right, exactly, right? But that's why I deserve to win, right? Do you do what it takes to deserve to win? So I thought my first event that I was ever told about by the person that recruited me, it was just another meeting. And if I thought that, you're new in this room and you're thinking it's probably just another meeting too. It's not. It's a life-changing event. You know, it's not a big deal to go from here to Baltimore, but it's a huge deal as far as what impact it can make for you or the person that you bring to the meeting. And once I got to the event, I'm telling you guys, I would not have survived without going to that event. And in hindsight, I deserved to be a part of that event, but I didn't understand it at first. So the person that recruited me, who led me to the event, even though I was in Pennsylvania and I had to take the train to New Jersey and then take the train to New York, right? I didn't know where I was, guys. I was a lost child in New York for 5 hours and went to New Jersey to get picked up, honestly. And it was a 3-day event, not a 1-day event or half a day event, right? And I had no money. I had $80 to my name. I used $60 out of $80 to my name for the hotel, for the $25 ticket, and I borrowed the rest of the money. You know what I mean? I just made it happen because in my mind, there's no, I can't. But because my recruiter said, you have to be there, it wasn't a big script. He just said, you have to be there. If your boss said you had to be there, you got to be there, right? So if you're going to do it for a $10, $20, a sad $30 an hour job, and that's all you think you deserve, then I guess it's not worth it, right? But the big event is a life-changing event. So, and this is the biggest one we're ever going to have. And your closest friends don't need a whole script, by the way. You know, if you deserve to be a part of a big event like this and the best event, your friends and family do too. You don't know who you're going to recruit. So let's get to it. All right. So what is the big event? It's your event, right? It's your event. It's not Shaq's event. It's Bruce's event. It's your event. You treat this event like you pay $10,000 down for it. How many people are you going to have there? We call it a faster school or a leadership school. There's a lot of names you can call it. I call it a success seminar. But the reason why we call it a faster school is because, like Shaq said, it's about 1,000 trainings in one. How quick do you want to accelerate? How quick do you want to get promoted to the next level? You know, since the last event, Kiki into Hero on Bounce team got promoted. Think about it, right? Think about it. Samir got recruited from a big event. Lynn got recruited from a big event. She just did her first sale. Great job, Lynn. Hey. That's a big deal. Give it up for her. Like, leadership school. It's a leadership school. All the top leaders from the youngest leaders, being time-wise, right, to the veterans are going to be there. You're going to witness them walking the stage, but the top of the top in the region, not just this base shop, not just this hierarchy, but the region you haven't even met, right? That you couldn't even fathom seeing or meeting in person. They're going to be sharing what they did. So how many people do you want listening to that story so you can overcome their objections and their obstacles? So why do you want to have an attendance there? This goes along with a lot of what Chantel said, but this is your business again. Take responsibility. If this was your McDonald's, if this was your Subway, if this was your business you put down for, how committed would you be? Your business is built meeting to meeting, big event to big event. It starts week to week and then it builds big event to big event. Every week builds your quarterly event. And you put your people in front of the best people. Some of the people you've been trying to recruit, you're not going to be able to recruit. You just won't. You won't. I remember I got a young lady, she was she was a great producer at one point, and then, Legally Blind, all that, but I couldn't get her to a meeting. But you know what? I said, hey, can you drop off this, product that you sold to me in Baltimore at the big event? And she just came literally for like half a day out of the 2-day event. And she recruited herself. She recruited herself. But they'll join Lisa Jones, right? They'll see other leaders. They'll see other people. They'll see the speakers. The speakers are a lot more experienced than all of us combined that are going to be the guest speakers. Lisa Jones makes $700,000 a year. Do you really think you could recruit your friend better than Lisa Jones can? Think about it, right? If I am not a mother and Lisa Jones is, I want them to listen to Lisa Jones. If I got Keita in the room, what am I going to tell Keita on how to raise her daughter and son? Or, how am I going to tell her to overcome her own obstacles as a mom, right? There's only but so much I can say. But Lisa Jones can overcome that, right? Lisa Jones can share her story, but you can't tell it like her. You've got to get into the meeting. The meeting belongs to the person with the most people. The most people in butts and chairs. All good things go to those who build big base shop, and that builds production, but production comes from people showing up. If they don't show up, they're just not going to produce. That's it. If they don't show up, they're not going to be in here. It's like going to church or taking a shower. Why do you take a shower? You get dirty tomorrow, today anyways, right? Why are you going to take it again? Might as well just not take a shower, right? Hey, I'm joking. Some of you guys are like taking it literally, okay? But so this is how you game plan for it. First of all, map out a plan if you haven't already, and you should have done it. Have an attendance goal. 70% of tickets sold show up. Sold, not I bought the ticket, okay, for them. Not I bought the ticket for my best friend, no. If you bought the tickets up front, great, because you should do that anyways. So you can sell the tickets, so you can have them physically, and you can have a fire under your butt and force you to get your money back, Nobody makes money from the events, nobody. But you will get a profit from the event if you use it the right way for you. You want to make sure if you want 10 people there, you need to sell at least 14, 15 tickets, because 70% of that show up, okay? Write it out. List out all your guests you want there for your graduation, wedding, birthday party, and if you want to be dark about it, funeral, right? And I'll get to that why later. But if Samir said, if Shaq invited him out for 4 or 5 hours of an event, I go out at night and I'm out like 4 hours at a time. I still get my business done during the day, and I won't go out unless I get business done. But that's 4 hours. And if my friends are willing to hang out 4 hours like that, your butt is coming to the event with me. Okay? Because I don't need to have friends I can just party with. I need to make sure we can make money together. Okay? And so, but executing. Invite the guests early, right? The only objection you're not going to be able to overcome is, you should have told me earlier. I already have things going on. I'm already going to be in Puerto Rico. That's a really difficult objection to overcome if you wait till the day before, okay, to invite them. So if you know that, and I know that, and I'm telling you that, don't wait till the last minute, guys. Tell them now, right? Buy your tickets first, sell the tickets. So at first, I couldn't afford to buy more than one ticket. It was only me, right? Because remember, I borrowed money to even go to the first event, right? I hardly could even afford my first event because I was a broke college student. All my bonus money went to my mom. So I went back to college, and a week and a half before, I literally got to college in August, the last week of August. Then the event was September 24th, I believe. And I was told around September 15th that we had an event. I was like, are you serious? You should have told me a long time ago, right? How am I going to get this done? Now, there's exceptions to the rule. Some people will, make it happen if you ask them. But are you serious right now? When I got to the event, I saw everything I needed to see, and people were competing in different arenas. And when they said the next event is this date, oh, by the way, if you buy your ticket now, you buy 5, you get 1 free. I said, man, I don't have the money for flight, but I can at least get mine. But I need to get my money back. Like I need to survive, you know? I need to use my license. I'm still in training. So I bought my ticket and I'll never forget, I sold my ticket off. And I had to go rebuy my ticket. And then I kept flipping them like you flip tables as a server, you know, if you guys ever serve, you want to flip that table as soon as possible so you get to the next table, right? So I kept flipping my tickets and buying new tickets. And that's how I kept selling tickets. There was no excuse, you know, if I didn't have physical tickets, I still sold tickets. It didn't matter. I already bought your ticket. Give me the money, pass me the money, send me the money. So how do you invite youth? There's a certain language, and I believe Lisa Jones is going to go over this because I got this from her actually. She said, when you talk to people about Primerica, they're not going to understand the language that you learned here. So you have to come down to their level of understanding and bring them up to yours, right? So youth event, not meeting. Nobody wants to go to a meeting on a Saturday morning. I use success or business depending on who I'm talking to. Walking the stage or graduation. People understand graduation. When you graduate from high school, how big of a deal did your friends and family make it, right? When you graduate from college, right? Especially if you're a first generation college student, how big of a deal did your family make it? That was non-negotiable for them to miss, right? And honestly, graduations, in my opinion, are kind of boring. Like at Penn State, they were like, be quiet, don't cheer, right? My people, they're just loud as heck. So like we just, did not obey the rules. But like, I had 10 people at my graduation that traveled all the way from DC to Pennsylvania for me for 5-6 hours, to travel back. And there was no investment return on that, right? So if they're willing to do that, your butt is coming to the event with me. Leadership award, versus top turnout. They're not going to understand top turnout. You talk about leadership award, attendance award, whatever you want to call it there, but top turnout does not make sense to people, okay? So here's the script. Again, your friends do not need a whole script. But if for some reason you need to say something else here, then these are bullet points because sometimes you don't have to say everything on here, but I put it in a specific order for a reason because I got objections that I was tired of trying to overcome after I said something. So I wanted to overcome it before, right? So the first objection I'm going to overcome is if you're free or not. Because you're not going to tell me you got something going on after I already told you what's going on, right? So, hey, if I call Bao, right? Ring, ring, ring. Hey, Bao, what's going on? How are you? Good, good. Just real quick, do you have a couple minutes to speak? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Listen, a really quick question. What are you doing on November 12th? Saturday, November 12th. Anything non-negotiable you got going on? No, I don't think so. Okay, great. Okay. Now she can't say something came up. Okay, this is what came up. The reason why I asked is because there's a huge event that I'm helping to host. I'm going to be speaking and walking the stage. So it's going to be like my graduation, but 10,000 times bigger than any graduation and much more important. My team is getting recognized for the leadership awards. I would love for you to come. Can you please come in support of me, please? Okay, awesome. And by the way, it's not just a company event, it's a success seminar. There's going to be a lot of people there, even from your background, that are not even in our company. So a handful of my other friends have came because they get so many keys to success for themselves, for their career background. I'm asking you now because the event tickets have sold out in the last couple of events. Since it's a public event by invite, tickets are really limited now, but we have this because we have this special guest named Lisa Jones. She's a cancer survivor. She used to make $18,000 a year and working as an office manager or whatnot. And then she went ahead to go into business for herself. Now she makes $700,000 a year. And so she's coming to speak about herself. And she was interviewed by Oprah at one point. So she's basically coming to speak for free. But at that time, people were like, whoa, that's tight, right? So the graduation tickets used to be 40, but I was able to grab some for 25 since I've been doing so well. So when can you get your ticket, today or tomorrow? Okay, awesome. You want to use Cash App or Venmo? Venmo? Okay, I'm going to text you my Venmo really quick. Let me know when you get it. And I'm waiting for it to come through. Okay? I don't have any excuses for my friends. But when is it? 9 a.m. I don't say 9:30, by the way. Because if you say 9:30, people are coming at 10:30. And I don't understand why when people say they want to change it, like this is not for the guests, but if you're in this room or on Zoom and you say you want to change your life, why are you coming at 9:30? Like, if you are on the plane to go to Hawaii, are you coming at 9:30 when the plane's leaving? Like, come on now. You treat a vacation that you got to spend $10,000 for on your own more important than your business that's going to pay you millions and millions and millions of residuals for your family generations to come. That makes no sense, right? Priorities. It's too early. I'll check my schedule. Okay, you won't get that if they said that, right? But if they said they had to, come on. I don't have time. Where is it? I don't drive. It's too far. I don't have $25. I'm not interested in Primerica. I'll be there in spirit, which I really don't get anymore. I used to get. But I'll be there in spirit. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So invite everyone because these are the two ways I overcome the objection. Okay. One is the main one. The second is the Hail Mary. Okay. That's your last point because if Bruce said one of the things that helped him a lot go from $0 to $1 million a year, you guys want to know what it is? Figure out who is a waste of time and figure out who's worth your time. How quick would you want to figure out if that person's a waste of time or not? If they come to the event, right, and it still doesn't do it for them, and they're just like, okay, first of all, they're not the right person, and you probably shouldn't be around them all the time anyways. Because either they're bringing you down or you're taking them up, and you can't even take them up, and they can't pay attention to an event, and they're not where they want to be financially. I don't think they should be in your circle because they're not going to be in mine, right? So, Monday, she says it's too early. Monday, if there was $1 million check with your name on it, would you get up? So why do I have to bribe you $1 million to come support me? You wouldn't have to do that for me. I'll check my schedule. That doesn't come up, okay? Unless, if you already said, if they already told you up front they don't have anything going on, there's no checking your schedule, okay? But if they do say, hey, I got work, I got to check my schedule up front, you don't have to go through the whole script, okay? You just got to ask them, is there any way you call off, please, right? I ask because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, all right? People say, I need a babysitter. Hey, is there any way, right? I just had a friend, Nikki, she's driving from Pittsburgh, right? And she's my college friend. She just got her LLC and I invited her and I told her there's a lot of people who have their own side businesses that I feel like you would really want to meet with. And they're not even in the company, but I know you're a client of mine. But however, I've never invited you to an event. And this is the first one because specifically of the guest speaker, right? She got her ticket. She sent me the money, right? She didn't even ask for a refund of the ticket, which you shouldn't refund anybody, by the way. But she texted me and said, hey, my mom had a stroke and I got to pay for her meds. So I'm not going to be able to make it. And I called her. Okay. Most people would be like, dang, I feel bad, man. I mean, I do feel bad because my dad, he had a scare too, right? But that's not going to stop me from going and doing my job, Like I still got to pay my bills. And so I called her and I said, hey, what's up? Like, I need to figure out if she's the caretaker for her mom or it's a money issue, right? I said, girl, I thought it was a money issue. She goes, I'm not going to be able to pay for the hotel down there. I said, just stay with me. We'll make sure we get there together. I'm already covering for your food when you get down here because you're driving all the way from Pittsburgh. Don't worry about it. She goes, you know what? I'll talk to Justin, her husband, again. She goes, I'll make sure I'm there. Right? Because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. How serious are your goals? Because I don't know how she could be another Lisa Jones. I'm thinking she could be another $1 million earner, but she needs to get there. So if there was $1 million check with your name on it, could you find the money to get there? Could you find the $25 to get there, Michelle? Yeah. So it's not that they don't have the 25, they just don't see the value, right? So I'm not saying, Michelle, there's $1 million with your name on it, but you wouldn't have to, I wouldn't even have to need to get $1 million check to come support you. I would find the $25, And for that, if you come to the event, I'll just refund your ticket as long as you get to the event with me. I've done that before. People don't ever ask for the refund, but I've said, hey, just find the 25, send me the 25, so at least my vice president can see that somebody else bought and I didn't buy it, so I don't get in trouble, but I'll just refund it afterwards when you get there. Hello, I'm just trying to get her in front of the room, right? In the room. So if there was $1 million check with in your name, would you be there? Primerica or not Primerica? So you can use that for anything, guys. Anyways, but if they keep fighting you, like one time I had this guy, he said, he's went to like 3 events in a row, right? Years ago. And he's like, hey, I'm not gonna make it this time. I said, why? He goes, well, I just don't have the money. And it was $10 of a ticket. I said, don't worry about it. Just get the $10 from your mom. I'll call her myself and I'll refund your mom after you get to the event. He goes, yeah, but I got to do my laundry. What? I said, man, listen, why don't you just go get some clothes at Target and keep the tag on and return it tomorrow?
What?
I don't take excuses because I don't make excuses. If you don't got clothes, go to Target, get something, keep the receipt, return it tomorrow. Keep the tag on. You get your money, right? You didn't spend any money. Great, awesome. Put it on the card, whatever. If it was my funeral, would you be there? No, that's different. That's your life. First of all, why would you have to wait till I die to come support me? You guys are scared to ask that because it's not important enough to you. You know, a lot of your friends and family will travel across the country to celebrate your death and your passing and your life there, but they won't cross the street to even support you. And you still keep them around in your circle. And all your time is with them. And you still don't have changes in your life. But is that too harsh? No, but your belief has to be bigger than their belief. You sell it in your mind first. This event is my event. It's my business. I spent $10,000 for it. I got to get there. I'm traveling. It's, you know, whatever it is. But the tickets, the number of tickets you sell, prove how serious you are about your goals. You know, I got a friend who she went out Friday night and she missed the event last time. I couldn't even answer her for a whole month. Like, I don't need you in my life. Like, I told you how important this event was, right? And it was so easy to sell the ticket to her for the next event. She was like, she's already called off work. She's got her whole suited. She's suited up already. She went to Zara. She bought a new suit. She's ready, you know? Like, if that happens again, you know, we'll deal with it. But, you know, do they take you seriously or are you just a joke? So, but this is the event, 9:30 to 2 o'clock, but get there early, guys, Baltimore Hotel. We want to make sure that our hierarchy gets there first before everyone else, okay? We should be taking over every single seat, our standard hierarchy. This is the new address, so make sure you write it on the ticket, because on the actual ticket, if you bought tickets up front, you need to cross that address off or else your people are going to be going to the wrong address. But show up as your best self and anybody have questions? Good?